Waifus are pretty much common in anime and video games nowadays, which has been beloved by many. How does people both in anime and video game community brand that character as their waifu? Well, it's simple. If a character is whatever is in your perspective, but majority of people pretty much only like the character if they're cute. That's pretty much it. Not their characters, just it does look cute. Trust me on that. There's a lot of people like that, so yeah. Now, of course, everyone will get that girl whoever it has all, like beautiful, loving, cute, and all those lovely stuff. Now, but in this case, I'll just have to tell one thing about this kind of waifu game, which is a video game theme of waifu games. Now, this is your everyday generic gaming nerd SacredEdge, and this is his top 10 waifu games. Ah yes, Hyperdimension Neptunia producing perfection may be a bad game, but still, it is a Nep game, and I love Neptunia for God's sake. Okay? Are we done now? Good. Let's move on. Racing Musume is a car-based waifu. It uses the same type that Kantai Collection does, which is a ship-based waifu, but in this game, it is a car-based waifu. Well, literally. Item crafting uses the same thing as Kantai Collection uses, and in this game, it uses the car crafting, which require you to use a daily ticket. As for gameplay, it is a racing game, but more on strategy, more or less. Or you could say it is a rat race. It has a lot of waifus that I haven't unlocked yet. It has your average Japanese car, American cars, Europe cars, so on and so forth. You can tune up your cars with specific car parts of your choice. However, it feels impossible to win in multiplayer mode, due to a lot of people using insane equipment that most newbies cannot even win. But it's also a good way to farm EXP of your specific car girls. Once you win the race, you can jerk off the champagne at the girl. Yay, I guess. Yeah. More or less, it is basically Kantai Collection but racing. However, the saddest thing regarding to this game that the game is officially closed. This is quite sad, honestly. Racing Musume will forever live on in a memory of the few. If you combine Captain Tsubasa and Inazuma 11 plus waifu, you get this. Venus 11 Vivid. It's a strategy sports game for iOS Android devices. It uses the gameplay of one of my favorite Famicom game known as Captain Tsubasa 2 Super Strikers. And of course, the obvious one is the 11. It always goes on a title card of Inazuma 11, or it uses the team of 11 people in a soccer game, or they got some super anime power Dragon Ball Z shit that uses the Inazuma 11 that uses. So yeah. It has 200 plus waifu to choose from. It also has gaijin waifus as well. And what I like about the gameplay of Venus 11, it plays exactly like Captain Tsubasa 2. The music has a Pokemon vibe to it. Or maybe it's just me. Character design wise, it's pretty cute and lovely. Some of them are really cool and ridiculous as well. You take on the role of coach by commanding them during battle, just like in the battle system of Captain Tsubasa does. You can power up your waifu stats by training them, and in order to train them, you need some specific item that starts your choice. And also the battle music doesn't have much of a variety either. Maybe it just stayed in one, or I'm not just far ahead or something. The story mode is not fully dubbed, it's just a bunch of grunts and all those lovely stuff. Other than that, it is a decent soccer game if you're into strategy sports game with waifus. I highly recommend it to people who loves Captain Tsubasa 1, 2, 3 and Touhou Soccer 1, 2. Because soccer. The game that started all. The game that started all the delusion of all Japanese virgin alike. And the main reason why Japan's population is getting more and more fucked up. The game is known as Love Life. I mean Love Plus. My bad, it is Love Plus, so yeah. The premises of Loveless is a simple dating simulator with 3 candidates waifus to choose from, which is Manaka, a goody two-shoe girl, Rinko, a sassy girl, Nene, a big sister. Each has their own unique personality. Well, the big awesome thing is that you can talk to them literally with your DS. In Japanese, to interact with your favorite high school waifus. You can go on a date outside and do things that couples mostly do in real time, as in real life, while people staring at you and judging you for being a girlfriendless loser. Yeah, just like I do, so yeah. And the most ridiculous thing is, one dude at Japan marries his freaking DS. Like, what the fuck, Japan? To sum this waifu game up, there's actually a hotel exclusively for Loveless Plus player at Atami. You can date your waifu with your freaking DS. Like, holy hell, at the actual hotel. Like, oh god, this is so fucked up. God, I hate drugs. Oh, come on. Ah! I love on-rail shooting games. Me and my best friend usually play those kinds of games at Akihaba's arcade, which is Sega. Let's not forget about one of the old-time classics such as House of the Dead, Time Crisis, Vampire Knights, anything that uses that gun con and shoot things on the screen. However, there is this game, Gun Gal. It is technically an on-rail shooting game but with shit tons of waifu try to love you. Well, literally. You take on the role of senpai with any of the persona depends on your choice of action. And your mission is to find your true love, while shooting other waifus that spot off Notice Me Senpai with that ecstasy thing shooter. The design choice may be a bit hilariously way too Japanese because it's Japan. And the screen clearing move can be arousing. Oh dear. Other than that, it is not a hentai game, it's just one of those games. God, what am I doing with my life? This is why I'm gonna die single for the rest of my life. Alternative Girls is one of the waifu games that I somewhat enjoy due to that they're using a classic turn-based strategy JRPG. You take on the role of Cat Tame by commanding all 10 stereotypical waifus from Genki generic character to Loli who acts like a cat to Russian waifu up to the girl who has a huge tits to the waifu who acts like a Nadeshiko up to the sporty fashionista waifu. You can unlock more of your waifu's dialogues or any of their info, secrets or whatever by increasing more heart bonuses. By adding more heart bonus, you just have to make them exercise for 30 to 10 hours straight, okay? The game itself has a decent music, fully voiced characters on both story and events alike. It has one of the cutscenes that I pretty much understand and kinda enjoyed it, to be honest. And the best part is that it has a VR support, which I got a VR box from those people at Alternative Girls at Tokyo Game Show, which I got there several times ago, which is nice and dandy if you wanna try that. However, the VR mode in my Sony Xperia Z3 using a VR mode somewhat goes 90 degrees to the left and right faster than seeing 3D waifus moving around. I don't know if this is just my phone or it's just a glitch in the gyro control of this game. I don't know, I just hope that they address that, so yeah. Another problem that the people said that the character model disappearing in the training room after leaving them as a flying head. Another thing that I don't like that getting a new card via event is already at max level. That makes the purpose of grinding a new card completely pointless, unless you level up the level cap of that game. I mean that card, sorry. The turn-based strategy JRPG feels way too simplified. You cannot change skills, weapon, or equipment. You can get different skills depending on what main card you are using. Using a stickers as a bonus stat bonus is a nice touch. However, it feels kinda underwhelming due to the stat bonuses. The game has a large variety of costumes, but you gotta use the gacha in order to get more. You can power up your waifus by combining your duplicates or chocobars or candies to power up your level or your skills. Overall, if you got an iPhone 5 and up and a VR, I highly recommend you to play Alternative Girls and see your lovely waifus in VR. Schoolgirl Strikers is a typical JRPG/card collecting type game. Some of people outside Japan bash this game for being an obvious otaku bait just to cash grab some of the people who loves anime. Like I do. Yay! Yeah. And yes, it is made by Square Enix. It does make sense that a lot of people outside Japan will keep on bitching because a game like this won't even get outside Japan. Well, due to fan service and stuff. Well, it does kinda make sense out for the American people though, so yeah. Now onto the gameplay itself. The gameplay of this game is simple yet charming at its own right, and that's the beauty of this game. All I need is a press of the button to progress without anything fancy. There are 36 waifu to choose from, such as majority of them from Japan, some of them are from British, Russian, America, and China. Oh, Fei-chan, you are so cute. And also a teacher named Tiara. I like Tiara because wife teachers are the best waifu. The combat sequence is simplified as well, with no tactics or whatsoever. It only depends on the stats of your memory card, or Memoka for short. They transform into a Memoka you equip with attack enemies and stuff. And the enemy is an weird alien with one epic piano piece. However, the only thing is lacking is the story mode is not fully voiced. Some specific parts are voiced, majority are pretty much not really. There are also minigames as well, such as ice skating, bowling, shooting, snowboarding game, which doesn't add to the meter of the girls, just high score to be honest. But in the end, it is a simple game yet enjoyable by some people. I really like Tanya because Russian waifus are the best waifu. And oh, before I forgot, there's also an anime of this, which is actually pretty cool. I watched a trailer of it on the website, so yeah, I find it really interesting those, and I just wish that some anime that has been used some times ago, I'm still waiting for the goddamn update. It is fucking Nakopara. Moving on. Of course, Kantai Collection is going to be on the list. And I played Kantai Collection 5 months before the anime is even released in Japan. And I have to thank my friends for that. Everyone in the anime community who have watched Kantai Collection will probably like several of the Kanmusus, such as the 6 Destroyer Squad, especially Inazuma, Mutsuki, Mutsu, Nagato, Haguro, Akagi, Kaga, Turkey, and NTR Kaku, Atago, Takao, Kitakami-sama, the Psychotic Angry Lesbo, Zekamashi, the Kongo sister, especially Kongo, but I like Hiei better. The one who takes a cake is Yudachi, because poi. And of course, the death of Kisaragi. Majority of the people in anime community who haven't played Kantai Collection treated ship girls as a wanking material due to their damaged state. Well, it kinda makes sense due to that their clothes got ripped off every time they get in their medium state damage. Because fan service, and a shit tons of dodging comics. Poor Shukaku. Now onto the game itself. This game is simple and straightforward, which is your basic card collecting JRPG based on the legendary Japanese boat that has been seen in World War II, which kinda worked as a mobile game because of the interface of this game. However, it is more than just that. This game is brutally hard. It is filled with insane RNG, building a boat, making items, and any of the sorting is filled with ridiculous RNG. Especially the events. Holy balls! It is insanely hard. Even though I use the easy mode in any of the events, I still get my ass kicked due to an insane RNG. And I'm still stuck at level 2 stage 4 despite that I have a level 90 boats for the several years back then. Or maybe I'm just under-leveled or ill-equipped, I don't know. Maybe my friends will always say get good. Because fucking Tanaka. Well, to make matter worse, it has a permadeath feature on, so you have to plan your action very carefully, and you gotta realize that retreating is the best option. Or you can be a complete masochist by risking your boat close to death, balls to balls, and you regret things later on. It sounds like a risk versus reward thing. Yes, there are 200 ship girls to choose from your standard Japanese to German to British boat. Until the PS Vita game debuts, Iowa, which is an American boat. Man, I thought all the Abyssal Fleet refers to an American fleet. Damn it, Tanaka, you played me like a goddamn fiddle! And then the French. The most ridiculous thing that once you level 99 any of the ship girls, you can marry them provisionally. But not just one, but everyone. Depends on how many rings you got, which is you need to buy it for 700 yen each. You need a DMM card, which is you need to buy it in Japan. I don't know. So yeah, you can marry anyone in the fleet. Such as, you can marry everyone. You can marry old ladies, adults, teenagers, underage, and children? What the fuck, Japan? Really? But hey, at least Ushu is in the right age, right? What do you mean she's just a kid when you just tits? Battle Girls High School. It's a waifu game that got my attention. It's not because of all the 18 stereotypical waifus, it's because of these ads. It is one of my most favorite waifu game ever made. There are no stamina gauge or pay-to-win type of bullshit that most gaming company abused, which is microtransaction. This game has none of those issues. The only microtransaction that this game uses is the star shards, just for the characters and weapon, that is all. Gameplay wise, it is a fun rhythm-ish type of game. Tap screen to attack, flick the screen to dodge. The gameplay may be repetitive, but the gameplay keeps it short. The best part about this that there is no stamina gauge. This game is a prime example of a game with good microtransaction and no pointless energy. And that means you have to buy more energy in order to play because you wanted to milk more people to play more, which is kinda abysmal, but still in this game it's actually pretty good. Character wise, all of the character design is alright. 18 of them are pretty likable. Well, I just can't like Canon because she's a complete bitch, but still, she ended up being one of the likable characters. There, I said it. A person who hates tsundere is praising the tsundere. Oh dear. Okay, moving on. All characters has their own standard information about themselves. It will unlock if every time you go to the exercise mode, which is okay, self-explanatory. But to make them all shine, they got their own theme song to make them feel all unique. Story-wise, it feels that this game could be worked as a better plot for the anime World of Two season. Also, it is fully dubbed, but no dubs for the event story, unfortunately. Of course, plot-wise, it may feel too generic, but it works. I like the second story arc, which is a fortissimo arc, because power of friendship, and it's just, I liked it, to be honest. Music-wise, it has a lot of variety. The music may have a generic idol hell vibe to it. You know what? It is! All of the characters in this game has their own idol story, which is kinda okay because I'm not really interested in idol stuff. Also, it has an alternate story which is known as Idol Girls After School. Fun fact though, majority of the voice actresses are from Idolmeister, one from Love Life and Aoyuki. But still, it works. Even though I'm not completely interested in idol anime, but still, it is still a fun ride. I highly recommend it to the people who are a big fan of Idolmeister, or Love Life, or Tatsumaki, Yuki, or Madoka, if you're a Yuki fan. Or if you're not a fan of Idolmeister, I highly recommend you to play this game because it is a fun game. Despite of its repetitiveness, it is still a fun game. Sadly, there are no English translation for this game because it is kinda sad, but yeah. Also, the English community is large because of the Idolmeister fans who are playing this game. So yeah, there you have it. That's my list, everyone. I hope you guys enjoyed this video because I'm out. Someday at the Sea of Stars, I see you guys on the next video. Until next time, take care.